SCA, welcome to my garden crib. This is the garden shed. Here we have all the tools for the garden, like some shovels. We also got some ready-to-use nectar and all your tools to plants, like gloves and hammers. And there's also some soil in here. All right, next clip in the garden. All right, welcome to our environmental garden. Here we have some new beds recently built for us. We have vegetables growing in these too. You follow me this way. We have some new stone that we recently put in to make it look nice and keep everything contained. We have some flowers growing back here. And that way, we have a grape trellis. And our final bed is over here. Larry helped us build this one. It's going to have some sunflowers and maybe the most important point of the garden.
And here we have the compost.
Maybe. Yummy! Sydney! Alright guys, welcome back to the garden. I'm going to show you what to do, how to man the crops and how to squat and be very ladylike. So what you're going to need to do is you're going to need to keep your legs together and squat very nicely and garden like this.
Here's how you do not garden. Great!
When talking to the previous environmental science teachers, we got a few quotes about their favorite parts of the class. Miss George said that she really enjoyed the freedom to teach different things and the fact that she didn't have to teach from a textbook. The garden came from our freshman year, so the class of 2014. She really liked that everything was made from the girls. She suggests, don't plant pumpkins at the end of September, and water bottle greenhouses don't really work. And then she said, the last 15 minutes of every day they spent in the garden experimenting. She added more beds last year, and she used the new greenhouse was made of hula hoops with pool noodles over it and a sheet of plastic. She really liked the grapes ideas from the girls and got 2 different types of grapes. She got dark grapes from Kentucky and white grapes from Arkansas. She also had 2 blackberry bushes and one made it and one didn't. Now Frau said she really enjoyed how she learned to garden with the girls. She knew a lot about harvesting and everything like that. But she didn't really know about composting seeds, how to lay out, and answer any questions, so she had her husband come in and help the class too. And then Ms. Bateman says she really liked the content and the interesting relevance of the class itself.
Hey, look, I can do this with heels. So that means you can do it in whatever you're wearing, even your uniform. Here we go. Come on. Look at all that good stuff. Delicious and nutritious.
Bloopers.
Need 50% nitrogen and 50% carbon.
You can also put seedless veggies and fruits and leaves.
And animal byproducts.
And in our class we use Larry's because we have his, so it's very good for the compost. Also, you need to water it because it gets really hot, and you gotta mix it. Yay!
We love our grapes!
Grapes grow on trellises, and we have wires across to the other trellis so that they can grow all the way over there, which gives them more room to be pruned and harvested. You need to harvest grapes when they're ripe in order for them to not overgrow and die out.
So for flowers, they do need good sunlight just as well as other plants. They also need to be watered quite frequently, so don't skip out on their watering days or else they're not going to live that long. And they also need maintenance work. So unlike the other plants, you don't really need to trim these, but with flowers, you do need to keep them groomed and everything so that they don't grow out of control.
Hey guys, so we have eggplants in our garden, and eggplants need really good soil, lots of sun, water, and a lot of space and room because they are really big and they grow into beautiful big fat eggplants. So look at them. They need a lot of space. We got some over here, over there, right there, and some over there.
So our tomatoes. Tomatoes don't need as much room as the eggplants do, but they need a sufficient amount of water. But if they get overwatered, you can see that some of them are turning yellowish, and that's actually due to overwatering, not underwatering. However, there are some actually growing, as you can see right here. So they really need sunlight, good soil, and then again, just that moderate amount of water. Seeds, and it was the solar eclipse ones, and we did handprints apart. That's what it said on the package. Which again, if you are new to planting, you should follow the directions found on the package. And it also said to go 1 inch deep in the ground, so that's also what we did. And we're going to look forward to having them sprout for next year.
Hello, new environmental science students. We're so glad that you joined this class.
So one of the cool things that we get to do in this class is we get to make food with the plants that we harvest. And in order to make this food, you have to follow pretty specific instructions.
In this video, we will show you what you can do with the grapes produced by our grapevines in the garden and what kinds of dishes you can prepare with the vegetables we grow in the garden.
We'll also show you what kind of plants that Valerian over there can eat and the crops that we planted last year.
These are muscadine grapes, and they have a deep purple color when ripe, as well as tough skin.
Yeah. Last year we made jelly with the harvest from these guys. We stored them in the faculty room freezer. You can ask an older student if you don't know where that is. Be sure to do that so that they're actually fresh when you're ready to cook them or prepare them.
Now let's move to the lab and classroom so that we can show you what to do with these grapes when they are ripe.
On these tables is where you'll be preparing the dishes with the grapes. What you want to do first is you get them from the freezer, and then you're going to separate them into smaller portions and put them into bowls, and you're going to boil them for 10 minutes on either a hot plate or on the stove in the faculty lounge, and you'll put in a little bit of water before you do that.
Then you're going to put them into a bowl and smash them with a colander. Alternatively, since you boiled them, the skin should come off easier so that you can peel them. And then after you place the mashed grapes into a strainer and let them strain for another 10 minutes until it is strained just right.
Yeah. So once you've done all that, add the skins to the compost, or you can just leave it, and use the juice that remains under the strainer, and then you add sugar, a thickener, mix it together, and then put it in a jar, and wait a little bit, and then it'll be ready.
Rabbits like Valerian can eat a whole lot of plants that can be easily grown right in our garden and inside of our class. Some plants that he can eat are fennel, marigold, basil, wheatgrass, oregano, and lettuce. There are more than this.
So you can grow these plants outside either in the garden or in small pots or little containers that you fill with dirt and water every day. Just keep an eye on them, and they should be fine. And then you can feed them.
In our garden last year, we planted a variety of things such as carrots, eggplants, lettuce, tomatoes, cucumbers, flowers, and if you take good care of them, they will give you a good harvest.
What we recommend personally that work the best with our class is carrots, eggplants, various flowers, lettuce, both green and purple, as well as wheatgrass. The wheatgrass we grow in little containers. These all don't need that much care, as well as they grow relatively quickly within a few weeks.
So thank you for joining the environmental science class, and we hope you have a great time.
Yes.
Oh, I didn't see you there. Some might ask some people in environmental, what are some resources or people that we can go to? Sister Albertine, Miss George, Miss Bateman, Cowboy Dan, Farmer Larry, and online research are all great resources for all things environmental. What are some resources outside of the community?
There are various organizations that give us grants in order to help our garden grow. In the past, we have gotten grants from the agriculture and the classroom organization, which helped us a lot.
What are some ways the garden can benefit our community?
Okay. The garden can provide fresh produce, it can attract bees, and provides beautiful scenery.
How do we take care of Larry, aka the bunny?
Each student is assigned to a bunny duty for a period of time. These duties include dietitian. That's the person who's in charge of getting the food for the bunny. The cage cleaner. Make sure the cage is wiped out and cleaned thoroughly once a week. Do the next one. What's the next one? Litter supplier.
Litter supplier gathers litter supplies.
Litter composter takes the litter out to the compost. The snuggler spends quality time with the bunny.
Cool now. Sorry. So on these tables is where you'll be preparing the food that you'll be making with the grapes. Can we do that again?
I swear.
What not to do? Oh, you didn't even.
You gotta pay attention.
No, it's just that they're making noise. Okay.
Wait, can I memorize my lines?
Here's
So that you have to walk
here's
all
how
the way
pollute
across
the
the-
environment.
Everyone wave!
But now all you can see is the gas coming out of the because of the climate change.
Climate change!
Climate change.
Are all great resources for all things environmental.
I went to go to the whiteboard. Never mind. Sorry.